People, it is Michael Brody once again here on a Monday evening at 7 p.m. And it is time for Michael Brody Presents Mindsight Hypnosis. And I know people here are watching on either Facebook Live or YouTube Live. And please, 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 I'd love for you guys to check in and make sure I'm going to copy this link as I always do and put it into the um, comment section so I can find out who everybody is. And I would appreciate you leaving a comment there just so I know that you are here. And of course, we see the first person there is my Sissy Poo. So hi, Fleesh. It's good to see you. And of course, we have the world famous Dennis Ridgway, who is in the house. We're very happy that you are here, and it's a cast of zaniness all again on another Monday. We also have the world famous Paulette St. Louis, and she goes, "Hello, Papa Bear," and that's what she calls me, and I call her Paulette. No, I call her Baby Bear. I call my daughter Bear. I don't know. I have to figure out what I'm going to call you, a nickname, Paulette. We'll figure that out another time, I'm sure. Anyways, I am so glad that all of you are here. This is as usual, this is a very unique show. And I got to tell you what I'm so glad about using this platform, B.Live, is that first of all, it's a little bit challenging to me for being on air and being the engineer. So that's a little challenging for me. But what's really kind of cool is, I'm in charge of this whole thing. I can do whatever not whatever I want, but I can do a lot of things, and it's kind of fun. I am very, very pumped up to have a lot of fun with you tonight. We have got a very interesting time here. I know we have people watching on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and if you could just jot down and say hello to me, and so I know where you're calling from or where you're shooting from, and having a great time, because we are going to be talking a lot about hypnosis tonight that might run over half an hour. So let's get down to it. First of all, as usual, what is going on? Good. See, now I knew I had on my P's and Q's. Why? Because Karen is also watching the show. So thank you very much, Karen, for watching. As always, I love you. Yes, I do. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Anyways, so let's get down to it. First of all, what is going on right now with Michael Brody, comedy hypnotist extraordinaire? As in the ways of shows, I've gotten a few shows, seminar shows that I put into my May calendar. And if you ever want to see exactly what I am, where I'm going to be, just go on to michaelbrodyhypnotist.com. That's where my website is, and you can see exactly where I'm going to be in certain things. And I'm very excited about that. I think my season my season actually starts in about a month from now. And that's when I start doing senior high school after prom parties, and usually starts in Ohio and works my way up to the western part of Michigan. And then we go into senior high school all-night parties. So I'm very, very excited about that. Very, very, very happy about that. I just so you know, people who are hypnotists, and you'll probably hear my dog. Karen, if you want to get the dog, I would appreciate it. I bought a really cool banner. And I will take a picture of it and show it to you guys another time. But it is a very, very cool banner, and I'm using it for my shows. So it just makes my show just a little bit more um, professional, and it looks really, really nice. So I would advise everyone to get a banner too. So, but what is going on tonight? So I wanted you to know, I did say last week that I was going to hypnotize someone over the air, but nobody came forth and wanted to be hypnotized, which is fine, which is okay. And if someone still wants to do it for this time, I'll be glad to. I'll send them a link, and you can come on to the show and have all that fun stuff. So, but what I did do, which some people don't know about, is I gave out a hidden link to a certain group of people, and someone did respond to that link. And basically, I said on this link, I would basically said, if there's anybody who has any kind of questions that deals with hypnosis, please feel free to join this link and ask this question. So we did find some people. We did find, well, a person found a person to respond to this link. So here is this person right over here. Well, that's not that person. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that person here. Right over here.
Hi, I'm little Lulu, and I have a question. Can you tell me all the different steps how to create a show?
Little Lulu. Oh, sure, little Lulu. I'll be glad to. Thanks for asking, little Lulu. You want to know all the different steps um, about a show. I'll be glad to talk to you about that. That's very nice question. I appreciate that. Let me tell you that question. Let me explain a little bit about all the different parts of being in. If you had to write it down in a just like in outline, what a show is all about. Well, you have a couple of different sections. First of all, you have the intro and setting the mood. That's part. Basically, it's the same thing. So it's an intro and setting the mood. Then you also have bringing up the volunteers. Then you also have inductions and deepening process. And then you get to the meat of the show, which is basically suggestions of the show. And then you have bring people out and or post hypnotic suggestions. Now, every hypnotist is different. They like to do different ways, and that's great because it makes them unique. Even my friend Dennis, who is a professional hypnotist, has many different kinds, probably a different show than I do, and that is absolutely fantastic because that's what makes hypnosis not boring. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about each section and what I do for each section. First of all, setting the mood and the intro. I usually, I it was told to me a long time ago, and it's very true, that you should always keep your intro incredibly short. But what was not really told to me is, and that I've learned from a, a couple of fantastic hypnotists, is that you know your intros not only should be short, but it actually should be maybe not even an intro. It'd be more like to an invitation to expand your imagination, to learn that you can grow or that you can just let your imagination run loose. And most of all, to have fun, because no one, absolutely no one, likes to go and see a show that is a boring show. That's why we are called comedy hypnotists, because we are supposed to be funny. And that is if we can't invite people to have a good time, sometimes they don't even know. Sometimes that's one of the reasons why they sometimes have a pre-act before the hypnotist, usually a comedian. But what happens if it's just you? Well, then it's your job to establish rapport. It's your job to establish it's okay to have fun, and it's okay to use your imagination. Now, no one said anything about hypnosis, but it's great to have a lot of fun and to just let go and just have a wonderful time for the first 5-10 minutes, just to be crazy and everything. That's okay. That's amazing. So um so the best kind of intro is really no intro at all. And if you're going to do an intro, it should be incredibly short, or even if you do like a statement, or something like that, inviting people to have fun. It should be no more than 5 minutes. Nobody likes a an intro that's too long. And in fact, the person that's little Lulu said you had something else to say. What else did you want to say? Let me see if I can get little Lulu together here. Little Lulu, what else did you want to say?
Wow, Michael, you have all the answers, and you're very handsome too.
True. Thank you. Anything else?
If I can also ask, why do we have to keep the intro so short? Hmm?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Thanks a lot. Well, you keep the intro short because because again, our job is to keep things rolling really fast. Is to One of the reasons why hypnosis works is because we use kind of distraction to hypnotize people. And when we can use distraction to hypnotize people, it really works quite well, especially if they're not even focused on hypnosis, they're just focused on having fun. And as long as they're having fun, that is the key to the whole thing. So we want to make sure that our intro is short, sweet, fun, and inviting. And if we can do that, that's great, because then we have to bring up volunteers. And trust me, I've experienced where the audience is dead and just don't want to come up. There are ways around this. I found out about that. I found out how to get into that, how to get out of that situation from my good friend Jim Kellner. Jim, if you're watching on replay, I love you, and thank you for the suggestion. And I love it because basically he says I'm not going to start the show until all the seats are filled, and he just lets the music go and everybody's jamming. And this is the bringing up music and everything like that, and everybody's jamming. But nobody is, if nobody fills out, if you don't fill all the seats, then we don't start yet. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to fill the seats so we can start. So it does work quite well. I've tried it many, many times, and I appreciate Jim for showing me that technique. It really, really works well. So bringing up the volunteers should take probably about 5 minutes to bring up 10 to 20 people. And you have chairs all in a row. And we've talked about safety before. And again, that's something we'll talk about another time. This is more of an outline of the whole show. But once you get everybody seated, then we get to the induction. And when we get to the induction, we get into induction. Well, I see our little Lulu has some more questions for us. So let's get little Lulu. What else did you want to say, little Lulu?
Not only are you handsome, but you're
Well,
also
thank you.
very
That's
brave.
very nice of you. Thank you. Oh, more.
One last question. Are there different kinds of techniques to get people under?
Yes, there actually is. There's many different kind of techniques, and that deals with that. I'm glad you asked, little Lulu. Thank you. Whoops, sorry. I'll try it again. Thank you, little Lulu. I appreciate that. But yes, there are many, many different techniques, and the one I like to use is eye fixation. And the reason why I use eye fixation is because it really works well for mass hypnosis. In other words, hypnotizing everybody on stage at the same time. Now, there are hypnotists that actually do speed induction, and speed induction works very well. We also call that kind of shock inductions because it happens really, really fast. And when this kind of phenomena happens really fast, people have a tendency of going, ooh, ah, oh my gosh, wow, that's so exciting. Yes, and that's true, but it also, especially if you have a lot of people on stage, it elongates that time and you kind of lose track of that people. So you're either looking for sensationalism or you're looking to hypnotize people really fast so you can or hypnotize everyone at the same time. And like I said, eye fixation really works well, and it really works as a great deepening technique too. So eye fixation is just thinking about this. If you ever had a staring contest with somebody, and your eyes become very, very tired because your eyes have been closed and your eyes dry out. The minute your eyes close, you actually feel this instantaneously relaxing feeling because your eyes have been strained. And once your eyes have been strained and you just close your eyes and have that relaxing feeling, melatonin is produced. And when melatonin is produced, immediately your eyes feel so relaxed, and you kind of go through something called muscle progression. And muscle progression is the deepening part of this induction, where I hypnotize somebody and I show them how I hypnotize them, and then I do the muscle progression, and the muscle I might spit it out. The muscle progression usually basically works counting from 10 down to 1, and progressing from your hands and things that are connected. So you start from the extremities, your hands, and then your arms, and then your shoulders, your neck, your head, your back, your hips, your legs, your feet. And that actually takes you, with each number takes you to a different level, especially as you go down the numbers. As you go down numbers, people think of its deepening and deepening, and it makes you more relaxed, especially when you tell them every time you say a number, think of yourself relaxing 100 times even more. So that is more of the relaxing kind of thing. Once they're totally the induction happens, and once the relaxation, the muscle relaxation, the progression happens, then you've got them under hypnosis. That whole process, the intro, the bringing up people, and the induction and deepening process should take somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, 10 to 15, well, about 15 minutes, yeah. Then the rest of the time is basically suggestions and show. So I usually do anywhere between about 6 or 7 different kinds of suggestions for each show. And most of the time I start, and in fact, not most of the time, all the time, I always start out with a group number where everybody is doing it at the same time. And usually you start out with hot and cold, or you start out with warmth or a vacation or something like that, and it really works well. And everybody, and they keep their eyes closed because that's the best way to visualize something while they're under it. The first time they actually start visualizing it, they actually go deeper and deeper with every passing second, as long as they're visualizing it. And the more they visualize it, the more they're convinced that they're under hypnosis, and they can use their imagination even freer and their creative right brain. So that happens, and the more suggestions, they go deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you can start doing, instead of group numbers, you can do something called chain reactions. And a chain reaction is more like giving each person a special kind of suggestion that gives them the right to be the star of the show. And a person who is more creative, a person who uses more of an imagination, will basically see it and experiencing it more than a person who is more analytical. Now, can a person who's analytical still be in a show? Absolutely, if they really, really want to. But usually the hypnotist is looking for people who are creative, who are using like to use their imagination. So those are very, very important things that you need to know about little Lulu. I hope that helped a little bit. Do you have anything? Do you have anything else you want to say about that, little Lulu? Oh, there she is again. Hold on. What did you want to say, little Lulu?
Thank you, Michael, for all your help in answering my questions. Not only are you brave, but you're the smartest guy around. Whew! Even smarter than Grant and Jim. Whew!
Thanks. Oh, bye
Bye-bye!
bye. See you later. Okay. Wow. You are. I'm so glad that I had that link on, and so someone could do that. How long? We have a Facebook user who has asked me this question: How long have I been doing? Have you been? How long have you done this? Facebook user, if you're talking about how long have I been doing this show? I've been doing this show for almost a year. How long have I been a hypnotist? I've been a hypnotist for this would be my 33rd year. I started in 1991. And that was my 1991 was my first professional hypnosis show. Now I actually learned hypnosis in 1988. And the way I learned hypnosis was from a stage hypnotist. His name was Russ Burgess out of Yonkers, New York, and I was a puppeteer at the time. And being a puppeteer, yeah, 33 years, yep. And I was a puppeteer at the time, so I was an entertainer. So I've always been an entertainer. And being an entertainer, being a puppeteer, I was at a state fair and I saw this hypnotist there, Russ Burgess, and tried out for a show. Got into a show, and I thought, and he hypnotized me so fast, so fast. I was dancing like, well, you'll find out who I was dancing like in a second, because I show that. I'll show a video on something like that in a second. You'll see it in a second. Anyways, this I was after the show, him and I became, he wanted to know a little bit about who everybody was up there. And I told him I was an entertainer here. And him and I became good friends. And I found out his hobby was puppetry. And I said, I really like this hypnosis. That him and I became friends. And we showed each other. He showed me hypnosis and I showed him puppetry. And so I learned a little bit about how to do that, and I started doing it for family and friends. Karen says, entertaining the masses for your whole life. Yes, I've been doing that. That's how I got Karen to marry me, because I was entertaining her. We were both doing a theater show. Okay, that's everybody's mind out of the gutter. Okay, there you go. So basically, though, it was a wonderful time when I was learning this stuff. And anyways, like I said, I was learning this hypnosis. Started doing it for family and friends. And one time, there was this person who was a principal from a school on the other side of the state, and they wanted me to come over and do a show for them. And it was my first time ever doing a show, and I did it for the whole school. And it was frightening, but a lot of fun. Me being an entertainer, I was used to it. So that was my first show in 1991, and it was a blast. And I'm still doing shows now. So yep, and it's getting better and better every single year. And I'm so glad that I'm almost at pre-COVID bookings. Not yet, but I'm getting really close. So hopefully within a year or 2 years from now, I'll be back where I was before, which shouldn't be too, like I said, not too bad. Anyways, we're talking about suggestions. So I do, like I said, I talked last week about a hypnosis Bible. Now, I want you to know that when I first started out, I had no music. I had probably about 10 or 12 different suggestions that I came up with. all these different kinds of things. And now I realize that to enhance the show, you need a little help, basically with music, basically with props, sound effects, these different kind of things. Also, talking about this banner, this is going to help me make my show look really professional. I have professional sound equipment. I invested in it, so I have I have a cordless headset. I have a cordless handheld microphone. I have an audio cueing system. I also have, I wanted to show you this. Let's see if I can show you this. I have this. I did take some pictures. Let's see if I can do this. This is my, let's see here. Let's see if I can do this. I know I can, because I did this before. Here we go. All right. So, here we go. So, let me get rid of that. And, yep. And go to this. Here we go. Now watch. It's this. No, this is what I wanted. There we go. All right. So that's you don't need that. You already saw that. This is what I was want to talk about. Okay. So this right here is my sound cueing system, and this is just one show. This is called a go button, and go buttons work very well, especially when you work it with a sound cueing system, which I use Audio 8 for. And I did talk about this last weekend or last week. And this is what my kind of like my show looks like. And it talks about celebration where I'm bringing up people, party in the USA. I got a feeling, all those different things. And then I start going into trying to get people up and stuff like that. So that I use that show, but I also have this right here. I have the go button that I have. I bought a professional license for, because now I can do any show I want with as many different cues that I want to do. So I now have three. I'm working on more, but I now have three full shows that I can absolutely 100% do, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I use those to enhance the bringing up the volunteers, the inductions, and the deepening process. I use a meditation kind of music to get them into it. I use for suggestions, for part of the suggestions. I use sound effects and enhancing music, stuff like that. Anyways, the suggestions and the show should be anywhere between 40 and 55 minutes, which is about 6 or 7 suggestions. In that time, again, you're going to find naturally the people who are more prone to using their imagination more, or more prone to relaxing and being very, very funny. And those are the people you're going to probably use as stars of the show. Even though everybody is stars of the show, literally, you actually have that sensation of all those different kind of things. So it is a wonderful, incredible, amazing kind of process that this whole phenomena goes through. But once you're done with the show, then you bring people out. Now, what we did to make them go deeper into hypnosis was muscle relaxation, or muscle progression. Now, to bring them out, we're going to do a muscle kind of sensation. So you're feeling senses, so and stuff like that. So I count from 1 to 5 going up the ladder instead of down the ladder, because down the ladder I went from 10 down to 1. Here I'm going to go 1 to 5. And with each number, they focus on certain muscles and bring that energy and that feeling of coming back to reality where that is. And that should take about 5 minutes. Either that or you use that and a post-hypnotic suggestion, which I've done before. And what is a post-hypnotic suggestion? It is a suggestion that you can use after you bring them out of hypnosis. So it's like what we call an anchor and reaction. That anchor and reaction will literally, so you say a word and all of a sudden they react to it. And usually use it with a finger or snapping the fingers or clapping or something like that. That brings them into it too. So the whole show itself should last usually about an hour and 10 minutes. Now it takes me about 15 minutes to set up and to do a mic test for all and a sound check for all my stuff. So thinking about it, if I'm going to do a show from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., I'm going to be there at a quarter after 11 to set up for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So it's like now 11:30 for a 12 o'clock show. And then people slowly come in about 10 to 12 and I'm ready to go. But that's how that process works. And it really works well. Now, by the way, I also told you, while I was talking to you about how I learned how to do hypnosis, I told you that when I was up there, I got to be a famous character. Well, I decided to use that in my show, but now you got to remember, using these things in your show, you also have to use some props. So I used some props, and this is what came out of this. So this is what happened to me in 1988 that made me so interested in hypnosis. Maybe it'll make you interested in hypnosis too. Anyways, this is it right here. There's one person you're going to meet, world famous, hasn't been around for a little while, but this person's come back. We can't believe it. On the count of three, everybody opens their eyes, sees this person. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you once again. On the count of three, 1, 2, and 3, open your eyes. Everybody open your eyes. Oh my gosh. It is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, we want to ask you some questions, if that's okay. Michael, first of all, we want to thank you very much. We know that you're just coming for the justice. Could you tell us a little about why you're so happy to be here?
I love this school a lot. It's a great place. I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson was here. Dun, 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 dun. That's right. Not many people can say Michael Jackson was there. And yes, that's what I was doing in 1988. I had a full head of hair. After that, I didn't. So yeah, I was dancing like Michael Jackson too. It was not a pretty sight. But it was a pretty sight watching these guys. So anyways, I always love doing that stuff. It's just amazing, having a lot of fun doing it. Anyway, I wanted to just give you a little idea of what a show was like. I'm very honored to say that I'm going to meet with a hypnotist, a person who is a hypnosis aficionado, and he wants to learn about hypnosis. I'm honored that he reached out to me, and I'm going to meet with him tomorrow and see him. So get ready, my friend, and we're going to talk about hypnosis, and we'll have a little bit of fun. If anybody's interested in me hypnotizing them and all that fun stuff, please drop me a line or just use it in the comments that you're interested in being hypnotized. I would be honored to hypnotize any of you guys. We're going to do this. We're not, let's see. Yeah, we'll do this next week, I believe. Yeah, because next week is, even though Sunday is Easter, Monday is not. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. And so who is who? Who? I don't know who's going to be hypnotized, but we're going to find out. Maybe it'll be Dennis Ridgway. We'll find out. So next week, come and join us. Please do me a favor. Share the wealth. Tell your friends about the show. If you liked it, tell your friends. If you didn't like it, then tell your enemies, okay? Because maybe they'll like it. I don't know. I'm just hoping. We're trying to get as many people involved in this. If you're having a good time, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Check me out on, like I said, YouTube Live or Facebook Live. Share this, and we will see you guys next week. You guys take care. We will talk to you. Wait. Let's see what this says. Who are you meeting? Why? What is the word? Why is that? Why? I think it's why. Who are you meeting with? Oh, who are you meeting with? I think he's trying to say. Yes, you're trying. Who am I trying to meeting with? It is a person from Detroit area. No, it's not Kevin Lapine. But it is someone who is wants to know more about hypnosis and has asked me, and I'm glad to talk with him about it. Anyways, I'll tell you more about that later if he wants me to. Tell him that's fine. All right. Anyways, listen, y'all take care. We will be here at the exact same time, big finger, I know. We'll be here at the exact same time, same place. We'll see you again one day. See you next week. Hasta Luigi, baby. That's me saying goodbye, in case you didn't know. Okay. Here we go. I got to do this. Do this the right way, guys. Come on, engineers, or you're fired. Thank you. I'll be here always.